Richard, you be the first one on this one. Over the past several years, teachers, administrators, and parents have said that we test our students too much. It has been said that GMAT will be given more than once a year and on computers, so students will be testing while other students have classroom instruction in the same room. Due to how many computers are available in each school, it would take weeks to administer these tests. I think 3 weeks is the amount of time, if I'm not mistaken, that's being allotted. The GMAT is not the only testing administered at the grade levels each year. What is the benefit to our students to test them so much?
Well, if you want your kids to fill out A, B, C, D, or take tests, then that's the only benefit that we really have. You know, because if you look at what is the information that we can gather that will say that our kids are where they are and what can our teachers do to improve it. You know, you look at testing, and again, I came out of the CRCT and again with the GMAP, so you're looking at primarily it is given towards the end of the year. And depending when your school system would administer that particular test, and again, going back to the CRCT, we're using the same type of format. Typically, a school system would lose anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks of instructional time, depending when they give that test. So that's something you have to look at. Remember, our standards are designed to be taught the full 180 days. So when we give that test, could potentially mean that we are actually cutting into that. Also, remember, we're talking about the test, the test, the test. Teachers know that this test will have, you know, one-to-one correlation on their evaluation. So guess what? They're going to be focused on teaching the test and test prep. So how many days, how many weeks will we, again, put on the front side of that we will allocate to test prep instead of instructional time? So those are things we have to really, really look at as far as the testing itself. Again, I submit to you that we test way too much, as I've previously said. You know, we need to look at making sure that, yes, we perhaps have some benchmarks, but we have tests that are already there. We can use the NAEP. We could use the Iowa. Those are benchmarked. Those are things that we do not have to create. Now, I can tell you that the new stuff that's rolling out, they are not benchmarked. We have no idea what's going to happen. Even the DOE, when they came out, they said we could see lower test scores next year when we start to roll it out. I will tell you this, you will see low test scores next year when they roll out. It takes several years, you know, for testing to get, you know, up to where we are. So, you know, we're, again, treading unknown water with this, but it is going down the same path that we've seen on, you know, with the CRCT.
If I was king for a day and I could change some of the model of assessment, I would like to see gateway year testing. I would like to see more formative assessment to guide instructional practice than I would what we're doing currently. But the game we're in, our public expects accountability measures. We need accountability measures to ensure that what we're doing is working. As far as testing window, I'm a fan of as broad a flexibility as we can possibly offer the local districts. You've got to set up a time frame that allows them the flexibility to do what they want to do. That testing window is different for Savannah, Chatham area where I was recently, and tourism is huge. It's different for North Georgia. So we need to provide as much flexibility as we can for the assessments to occur, allow us to get the results back in, and then for the districts to be able to make those decisions on whether the young people move forward or not, what kind of remediation we need to provide. All of it should be designed to enhance student achievement, and that gets lost in the shuffle. But if you don't have some metrics, some measure, how do you know whether you are doing the right things? How do you know if it's working? So we've got to do a better job of that. I have a great fear of penalizing our kids who haven't had the opportunity to gain the expertise on keyboarding. I don't want the test to be assessments of keyboarding skills. I want them to be assessments based on content knowledge. So we've got to do a better job of providing the infrastructure our districts need to do this assessment in a timely manner. Thank you.